Captain Ji-Soo Kim stood at the viewing window of the diplomatic vessel Harmony *, her hands clasped tightly behind her back. The massive Eldari warship hung in space before her like a glittering mountain. Its smooth, perfect hull seemed to mock the human ship's boxy design. "Captain, they're sending another message," said Lieutenant Dajung from his station. Ji-Soo nodded. "Put it through." The screen flickered to life. An Eldari representative appeared, its silver skin reflecting the lights of its command center. The alien had no mouth, but its thoughts came through the translator clearly. "Human delegation, we have reviewed your proposal for joint military exercises. We find it amusing." Ji-Soo fought to keep her face blank. This was the third time the Eldari had dismissed Earth's attempts to establish a military partnership. "Ambassador, perhaps if you explained your concerns. Your species is young. Your technology is primitive. Your tactics are predictable." The Eldari tilted its head. "We see no benefit in joint exercises with forces so far beneath our capabilities." The transmission ended. Ji-Soo's fingernails dug into her palms. "Log the response and set course for Earth," she said quietly. 3 days later, Ji-Soo stood before the Earth Defense Council, a group of 15 men and women seated at a long table. Chairman Taiwan Park sat in the center, his wrinkled face showing no emotion. "Captain Kim, this is the third failed diplomatic mission to the Eldari in 2 months," he said. "Can you explain why?" Ji-Soo stepped forward. "Sir, the Eldari view us as inferior. They have no interest in treating with humans as equals. And yet other species have established trade agreements with them," said Councillor Yuna, a sharp-faced woman to the chairman's right. "Trade, yes, but military cooperation, no." Ji-Soo brought up a holographic display. "In the past 50 years, the Eldari have established themselves as the dominant military force in our sector. They've taken control of 17 strategic points. At their current rate of expansion—" "We are aware of the statistics, Captain," interrupted Chairman Park. "What is your recommendation?" Ji-Soo took a deep breath. "I believe we should increase military spending and develop our own unique combat doctrines. The Eldari respect strength. If we continue to approach them from a position of weakness." "So you advocate for an arms race with a civilization thousands of years ahead of us?" Councillor Yuna laughed. "That's suicide. I advocate for self-respect." Ji-Soo shot back. "The Eldari won't share their technology because they see no reason to. We need to give them a reason." The chairman raised his hand for silence. "Captain Kim, your service record is exemplary, but your judgment has become questionable. The Council has decided on a path of gradual technological exchange and diplomatic integration. We cannot afford conflicts with the Eldari." Ji-Soo felt cold spread through her chest. "Sir, with respect, that path leads to human subservience." Murmurs spread around the table. The chairman's face hardened. "Captain Kim, you are relieved of your command of the Harmony *. You will be reassigned to the Data Analysis Division on Luna Base." Ji-Soo stood frozen. "Data analysis. I'm a tactical officer with 15 years of combat experience. This decision is final. You're dismissed, Captain." The apartment on Luna Base was small and sterile. Ji-Soo had been there for 3 weeks, sorting through intelligence reports and filing them accordingly. Busy work. Punishment work. She stared at her reflection in the bathroom mirror. Her once proud uniform now bore the simple insignia of an administrative officer. How far she had fallen. Her computer terminal chimed with an incoming message, probably another data packet to analyze. She sighed and sat down at her desk. The file that appeared wasn't a routine intelligence report. It was a neurological study comparing human and Eldari brain patterns under stress. Ji-Soo frowned. This should have gone to the Xenobiology department. She was about to forward it when a line of text caught her eye. Human subjects displayed decision-making patterns that defied predictive modeling when under extreme pressure. Ji-Soo leaned closer, scrolling through the report. The more she read, the faster her heartbeat. "Computer, who sent this file?" she asked. "File origin: Dr. Hyunwoo Lee, Sena Neurology Department." Ji-soo remembered Hyunwoo from the academy. They'd been friends once, before their careers took different paths. She reached for her communicator. Perhaps her new position wasn't punishment after all. Perhaps it was exactly where she needed to be. "Connect me to Dr. Hyunwoo Lee," she said. Priority channel. It was time to stop competing on the Eldary's terms. It was time for something else entirely. Dr. Hyunwoo Lee looked exactly as Ji-soo remembered him. Tall and thin with round glasses that slid down his nose. The only difference was the streak of gray in his black hair. "It's been a long time, Captain," he said, settling into the chair across from her in the small Luna Base cafe. "Not captain anymore," Ji-soo corrected. "Just an analyst now." Hyunwoo smiled. "I heard about your reassignment. The council doesn't like when people question their approach." Ji-soo leaned forward. "Your report about human and Eldari brain patterns. How did it end up on my desk?" "I sent it to you." Hyunwoo sipped his coffee. "I remembered your tactical brilliance at the academy. And I've been following your career." "Why?" Hyunwoo looked around to make sure no one was listening. "Because I've discovered something the Eldari don't want us to know." He pulled out a small device and placed it on the table. A hologram appeared showing two brain scans side by side. The left is an Eldari brain during combat decision-making. The right is human. "Notice anything?" Ji-soo studied the images. The Eldari brain showed ordered, regular patterns of activity. The human brain was chaotic, with bursts of activity in unexpected regions. "The patterns are different," she said. "More than different. The Eldari brain follows logical progressions. If A, then B, then C, it's perfect for advanced technology and long-term planning. But under pressure," he tapped the human scan, "we jump from A to M to Z. We make connections they can't predict." Ji-soo felt excitement building. "So when they say we're predictable, they're wrong. They can predict logical thinking, but not human intuition or creative leaps." Hyunwoo turned off the device. "In my lab, we've been running simulations. When faced with chaotic, seemingly irrational decisions, Eldari response time slows by 23%. Because they're trying to find the logic," Ji-soo whispered. "Exactly. And they always assume there must be logic." Ji-soo sat back, her mind racing. "Have you shown this to the council?" Hyunwoo laughed bitterly. "I tried. They said it was interesting but not relevant to our diplomatic approach." "Of course they did." Ji-soo stared out the window at the earth hanging in the black sky. "How much access do you have to your lab?" "Full access." "Why?" "I need you to run some scenarios for me." Over the next 3 weeks, Ji-soo spent every free moment in Hyunwoo's lab. They ran battle simulations, testing tactics that no military academy would ever teach. "This makes no sense," Hyunwoo said, watching as Ji-soo programmed another scenario. "Dividing your forces when outnumbered. Attacking the stronger enemy first. These violate every principle of conventional warfare." "That's the point," Ji-soo replied. "The Eldari know all the principles. They expect us to follow them." The simulation ended. On the screen, the small human fleet had defeated a much larger Eldari force. "How is this possible?" Hyunwoo asked. "Because the Eldari battle computer wasted precious seconds trying to understand our strategy. It was looking for logic that wasn't there." Ji-soo pointed to the timeline. "See this delay? That's confusion. And in space combat, even a 3-second delay is fatal." She saved the simulation results to her personal drive. "We need more data. Can you get me access to the historical archives? I want to study battles where technologically inferior forces defeated superior ones." "I can, but Ji-soo," Hyunwoo looked concerned. "What exactly are you planning?" Ji-soo's eyes were bright with purpose. "I'm not planning anything that would concern a loyal citizen." Hyun-woo adjusted his glasses. I'm serious. The council watches people who access sensitive information. Then we'll have to be careful. Jisoo stood up. Meet me tomorrow. Bring everything you have on human response patterns under extreme stress. As she turned to leave, Hyun-woo caught her arm. Jisoo, this path you're on, it could be seen as treasonous. She looked down at his hand until he released her. The council wants to beg for scraps from the Eldari table. I want humanity to stand on its own feet. Her voice was quiet but firm. Which approach sounds more loyal to you? Hyun-woo sighed. I'll get you the data, but please be careful. Jisoo nodded and left the lab. In her mind, pieces were already falling into place. A new kind of warfare that didn't rely on technology or numbers, but on the one thing humans had that the Eldari didn't: unpredictability. The abandoned mining colony on Enceladus was cold and dark when Jisoo first arrived. Water ice covered the walls, and the air smelled stale. But it was perfect for her needs, far from Earth's watchful eyes and off the regular patrol routes. Home sweet home, she muttered, dropping her bag on the dusty floor. Over the next month, 5 more people joined her. First came Dae-jung Cho, her loyal lieutenant from the Harmony *. Then Hae-yun Song, an engineer who had been fired for unsafe modifications to standard ship designs. 3 other military officers followed, all people who had questioned the council's approach to the Eldari and paid for it with their careers. This is crazy, Dae-jung said as they worked to restore power to the old colony. If they catch us, we'll be charged with treason. Only if we fail, Jisoo replied. If we succeed, we'll be heroes. Hae-yun, a short woman with hands always stained with engine grease, looked up from the power unit she was fixing. And how exactly do we succeed against an enemy with ships that can outgun anything Earth has built? Jisoo smiled. We don't try to outgun them. We outthink them. She led them to the central chamber where she had set up a holographic display. It showed battle simulations based on the data she and Hyun-woo had gathered. The Eldari expect logic. Their entire civilization is built on it. So we give them chaos. 2 months later, the abandoned mine had transformed. The main chamber now held a training simulator. The old mining equipment had been repurposed into a small manufacturing facility. 6 more people had joined their group. Jisoo stood before them all. Today we begin practical training on the Chaos Doctrine. She activated the simulator. A holographic display showed an Eldari patrol facing a small human vessel. Standard procedure says to maintain distance and call for backup, Jisoo explained. Instead, we will do this. In the simulation, the human ship suddenly accelerated directly toward the Eldari vessel, weapons firing in a scattered pattern. This makes no sense, said one of the new recruits. You're not even aiming at their weak points. Exactly. Jisoo froze the simulation. The Eldari computer will waste precious seconds trying to understand our strategy. It expects us to either flee or attack logically. When we do neither, it creates confusion. Hae-yun nodded excitedly, and I've been modifying our communication systems to enhance this effect. Random bursts of data, changing frequencies, false signals, all designed to overwhelm their analytical systems. Jisoo was about to continue when alarms blared through the base. Everyone jumped to their stations. Security breach, Dae-jung called out. Someone's docked at the emergency airlock. Jisoo grabbed a weapon. Battle positions. Remember your training. They waited in tense silence as the airlock cycled. When it opened, a single man stepped through, hands raised. He wore the uniform of an Earth Defense Force inspector. Inspector Junho Kang, he announced. And before you shoot me, Captain Kim, I suggest you hear what I have to say. Jisoo kept her weapon aimed at him. How did you find us? I followed Dr. Lee's communications. Inspector Kang looked around at the transformed base. Impressive operation for a group of, what are you calling yourselves? Concerned citizens, Jisoo said coldly. State your purpose, Inspector. Kang reached slowly into his jacket and pulled out a data chip. This contains classified Eldari communications intercepted by Earth intelligence 3 days ago. The Council is keeping it secret. I think you should see it. Jisoo nodded to Daejung, who took the chip and inserted it into their system. A holographic display appeared showing Eldari ships and what appeared to be plans for a massive installation near Earth. What is this? Jisoo asked. The Eldari are building a protective oversight facility in our solar system, Kang said bitterly. The Council has approved it as a cultural exchange center, but these specifications, he pointed to details on the display. These are weapons placements and holding cells. Jisoo looked at him sharply. Why are you showing us this? Kang's face hardened. Because I joined the Defense Force to protect Earth, not to help aliens cage us. The Council won't listen. So I'm hoping you will. Jisoo studied him for a long moment, then lowered her weapon. Welcome to the Resistance, Inspector. This is insane, Daejung whispered as they approached the Eldari research outpost. Their stolen ship, renamed Chaos Prime *, moved silently through space with all non-essential systems powered down. Jisoo checked the tactical display one more time. Insanity is exactly what we're counting on. The Eldari outpost hung in space before them, a gleaming silver structure shaped like a perfect hexagon. It was a small facility with only minimal defenses, used for monitoring stellar phenomena in this remote sector. Remember the plan, Jisoo said to her crew of 12. Hae-hyun, start the communications disruption. Daejung, prepare for random thrust patterns. Weapons team, target systems as programmed. And remember, fire in the sequence I gave you, not in order of importance. Everyone nodded. They had rehearsed this mission dozens of times in simulation, but this was real. If they failed, they would either die or face treason charges back on Earth. 3 minutes to sensor range, Jun-ho reported from his station. The former inspector had become one of Jisoo's most trusted team members. Jisoo took a deep breath. Begin Operation Madness. Hae-hyun activated her modified communications array. It immediately began broadcasting on 17 different frequencies, sending bursts of random data, false distress signals, and meaningless code. Chaos initiated, she reported with a grin. The ship lurched as Daejung engaged the engines in an erratic pattern, accelerating, cutting power, rotating, and changing direction seemingly at random. Movement pattern Chaos 3 engaged, he said. Jisoo watched the Eldari station on the view screen. For several seconds, nothing happened. Then suddenly, the station's lights flickered. They're trying to analyze our approach, Jisoo said. Their systems are struggling to find a pattern. The Chaos Prime * closed the distance quickly, moving in a way no proper military vessel would ever move, like a damaged ship or one piloted by a drunk. Weapons range in 10 seconds, called the weapons officer. Fire as programmed, Jisoo ordered. The ship's lasers fired, but not at the station's shield generators or weapon systems. Instead, they hit seemingly random points: communication dishes, sensor arrays, and maintenance hatches. Second volley. Now. More lasers fired, this time targeting different systems with no apparent strategy. On the view screen, they could see the Eldari station's defenses activating slowly, much more slowly than they should have. It's working, Jun-ho said in amazement. Their response time is delayed by at least 12 seconds. Boarding team, prepare to launch, Jisoo commanded. A small shuttle detached from the Chaos Prime *, carrying 6 people, including Hae-hyun. It zoomed toward the Eldari station, while the main ship continued its erratic movements and firing patterns. Keep them confused, Jisoo told her bridge crew. Boarding team, status. Docking successful, came Hae-hyun's voice over the comm. Their internal defenses are active but sluggish. We're proceeding to the main data core. The next 10 minutes felt like hours. The asterisk Chaos Prime asterisk continued its chaotic dance around the Eldari station, firing just enough to keep their defenses occupied without causing serious damage. Data core accessed, Heiyun finally reported. Downloading now. This is amazing, Jisoo. They have the defense protocols for all Eldari installations in this sector. 2 Eldari ships approaching from Sector 7, Junho warned. ETA 4 minutes. Boarding team, time to leave, Jisoo ordered. Download complete. Returning to shuttle now. Jisoo watched the tactical display as the shuttle undocked from the station and raced back toward the asterisk Chaos Prime asterisk. Shuttle secured, Dajung reported as the small craft reattached. Get us out of here, Jisoo commanded. Random jump pattern Chaos 6. The engines flared, and the asterisk Chaos Prime asterisk shot away from the Eldari station, changing direction 3 times in rapid succession before finally settling on a course that would take them back to their hidden base. Did we really just do that? Daejung asked, his face flushed with excitement. Jisoo allowed herself a small smile. We did, and the Eldari never saw it coming. Heiyun burst onto the bridge, waving a data chip triumphantly. We got everything. Fleet movements, defense protocols, communication codes. As the crew celebrated around her, Jisoo stared out the view screen at the stars. This small victory proved her theory. The mighty Eldari could be beaten, not with superior technology, but with the unpredictability that made humans unique. The first strike had been delivered. The war had begun. 1 month after the raid, Jisoo sat in the command center of their Enceladus base, studying the Eldari data they had stolen. The information was more valuable than she had dared hope. It revealed patrol routes, communication protocols, and most importantly, the Eldari's standard responses to various threats. They really do have a rulebook for everything, she told Daejung as they reviewed the files. Look at this. Exact procedures for every scenario they can imagine, except the scenarios we create, Daejung replied with a grin. The base alarm suddenly blared. Red lights flashed throughout the command center. Unidentified ship approaching, Junho called out. Earth Defense Force signature. Jisoo's blood ran cold. Battle stations, prepare for. Wait, Junho interrupted, staring at his screen. It's a single shuttle, minimal weapons, and it's transmitting a personal code. Whose code? Jisoo demanded. Admiral Min Ji-yoon. Jisoo froze. Admiral Yoon had been her mentor at the academy, the person who had first recognized Jisoo's tactical genius. But she was also now the second highest-ranking officer in Earth's fleet, loyal to the Council. It must be a trap, Daejung said. Jisoo thought quickly. Maybe. Maybe not. Allow the shuttle to dock, but lock down all systems. Full security team at the airlock. 20 minutes later, Admiral Yoon stood in the base's small conference room. She was alone and unarmed. Her silver-streaked black hair was pulled back in its usual tight bun, and her uniform was perfectly pressed. Hello, Jisoo, the Admiral said calmly. You've built quite an operation here. How did you find us? Jisoo asked, keeping her distance. The raid on the Eldari outpost. Admiral Yoon smiled slightly. The tactics were unmistakable. Only you would be bold enough, or crazy enough, to attack an Eldari facility. Jisoo tensed. Have you come to arrest us? If I wanted to arrest you, I would have brought a battle cruiser, not a shuttle. The Admiral looked around the room. I came alone because what I have to say is for your ears only. Jisoo nodded to her security team. They left reluctantly, with Daejung giving her a worried look before closing the door. You've committed treason, Jisoo, Admiral Yoon said once they were alone. I'm protecting Earth from a threat the Council refuses to see. I know. The Admiral's stern expression softened. That's why I'm here. Jisoo blinked in surprise. What? Admiral Yoon pulled out a data chip and placed it on the table between them. This contains the patrol schedules for all Earth Defense Force ships for the next 3 months. It should help you avoid detection. Jisoo stared at the chip, then at her former mentor. I don't understand. I've had concerns about the Eldari for years, the Admiral said quietly. Their cultural exchange center is nothing but a military outpost. The Council refuses to listen. Chairman Park is convinced cooperation is our only option. Why don't you speak out and be removed like you were? The Admiral shook her head. I can do more good maintaining my position, which brings me to why I'm really here. She leaned forward. Your raid worked, Jisoo. The Eldari are confused. For the first time in decades, they're adjusting their security protocols. Jisoo felt a surge of pride. Good. But they're also moving up their timeline. The exchange center will be operational within 6 months, not 2 years as originally planned. So we hit them again, Jisoo said. Not with one small ship. Admiral Yoon's eyes gleamed. You need a fleet. I have 12 people and 1 stolen vessel. That's hardly a fleet. What if I could get you more? The Admiral lowered her voice further. There are 3 outdated battlecruisers scheduled for decommissioning next month. They'll be moved to the Jupiter shipyard for dismantling. With the right codes, someone could repurpose them. Jisoo stared at her former mentor. You'd risk your career, your life. For this. For Earth. Admiral Yoon stood straight, without hesitation. The question is, what will you do with these ships if you get them? Jisoo's mind raced with possibilities. Develop the chaos doctrine further. Create a force the Eldari can't predict or control. Admiral Yoon nodded. I'll provide what support I can from inside the system. But Jisoo, her expression grew serious. If you're caught, I'll deny everything. I can't risk my position. I understand. Jisoo extended her hand. Thank you, Admiral. As they shook hands, Jisoo knew that everything had changed. With real warships and insider support, this was no longer just a resistance. It was becoming a war. The 3 battle cruisers floated in the empty space near Neptune, far from regular patrol routes. They were old ships, built 15 years ago before the latest advancements in Earth's space technology. Their hulls were scarred from past battles, and their engines were not as fast as newer models. But to Jisoo, they were beautiful. I never thought I'd captain a real warship again, she said as she walked the bridge of the largest vessel, which she had renamed *Madness*. The other 2 ships were called *Confusion* and *Disorder*. Hae-yun looked up from the control panel she was modifying. These aren't exactly top of the line anymore. That's what makes them perfect, Jisoo replied. No one will miss them, and we can modify them however we want. And modify them they did. For 2 months, Jisoo's now expanded team of 30 people worked day and night to transform the ships. Under Hae-yun's direction, they made changes that would have horrified any proper military engineer. This makes no sense, said one of the new recruits as Hae-yun explained her modifications to the weapon systems. You're adding random delays to the targeting computers. Exactly, Hae-yun grinned. The Eldari expect precision. Their defense systems are designed to counter predictable attack patterns. But with these modifications, our weapons will fire in sequences that make no logical sense. Jisoo gathered everyone in the large mess hall of the *Madness* to explain her full strategy. She had named it the Doctrine of Chaos, and it was unlike any military approach ever taught at the Academy. The Eldari rely on logic and predictability, she explained as her team listened intently. Their entire civilization is built on these principles. They expect enemies to attack in certain ways, to defend in certain ways, to retreat in certain ways. She activated a holographic display showing traditional battle formations. Earth's military follows these same logical principles. That's why we can't win against the Eldari. They're better at the game we're both playing. The display changed to show chaotic, seemingly random ship movements. So we changed the game. We introduce chaos. We do things that make no tactical sense. We attack when we should retreat. We divide our forces when we should concentrate them. We target systems in random order instead of by priority. One of the former military officers raised his hand. With all due respect, Captain, that sounds like a good way to get us all killed. Jisoo nodded. It would be, if we were facing the human enemy. But the Eldari think differently. Their ships are controlled by advanced computers that analyze every situation for the most logical response. When faced with illogical behavior, these computers hesitate. She brought up the data from their raid on the research outpost. Look at these response times. When we used conventional tactics in simulation, Eldari defense systems responded in 1.2 seconds. When we used chaos tactics, response time increased to 13.7 seconds. In space combat, even a few seconds delay can mean the difference between victory and defeat. As understanding dawned on their faces, Jisoo continued, "Each of you will be trained in chaos tactics. You'll need to unlearn everything you were taught about proper military procedure. You'll need to embrace unpredictability, even when it feels wrong." Dae-jung stood up. "I've seen the chaos doctrine work firsthand. It goes against all our instincts, but it works against the Eldari." Jisoo looked at the determined faces before her. Some were experienced military personnel. Others were engineers, scientists, or civilian volunteers who believed in their cause. All were willing to risk everything for Earth. "We can't match the Eldari's technology," she said. "We can't match their numbers. But we have something they don't understand: human unpredictability. Our emotions, our intuition, our ability to make illogical choices that somehow work out. These are our weapons." She raised her hand in a fist. "We are chaos in a universe of order. And chaos will always find a way to disrupt order." A cheer went up from the assembled group. They were ready. The doctrine of chaos was about to be tested against its greatest challenge yet. Eldari fleet confirmed at Proxima Centauri. Junho reported, his eyes fixed on the long-range scanner. 8 warships and what appears to be a construction vessel. They're building something big. Jisoo studied the tactical display. Proxima Centauri was the closest star system to Earth, just over 4 light-years away. If the Eldari established a military base there, it would put Earth under direct threat. "The Council knows about this?" she asked. "According to Admiral Yoon, yes," Junho replied. "They've approved it as a joint research station." Jisoo's jaw tightened. "Prepare all ships for jump to Proxima. This ends now." Dae-jung looked at her with concern. 3 ships against 8. Even with chaos tactics, those aren't good odds. "We don't need good odds," Jisoo said firmly. "We just need enough confusion." The 3 battlecruisers emerged from jump space at different points around the Proxima Centauri system. This was the first violation of standard military procedure. Ships always jumped in together for mutual protection. Jisoo watched from the bridge of the *Madness* as the Eldari fleet registered their presence. The alien ships were beautiful in their perfection, smooth silver hulls with no visible weapons, though she knew they carried enough firepower to destroy her small fleet in seconds. "They're hailing us," Dae-jung reported. "Ignore it," Jisoo ordered. "Begin Chaos Pattern Alpha. All ships, execute." The *Madness* suddenly accelerated toward the Eldari fleet, weapons hot but not firing. At the same time, the *Confusion* began broadcasting contradictory distress signals on all frequencies. The *Disorder* powered down completely, appearing dead in space. "Eldari ships are moving to intercept," Junho called out. "Their formation is textbook. Exactly what the manual predicts for facing 3 smaller vessels." Jisoo smiled. "They're following their protocols. Perfect." She opened a channel to all 3 ships. Phase 2. Execute. The *Madness* abruptly changed course, heading directly toward what appeared to be the Eldari flagship. Its weapons began firing. but not at the ship's critical systems. Instead, it targeted random points on the hull, communications arrays, and sensor systems. The Confusion powered up suddenly and launched a swarm of small drones, not weapons, but simple devices broadcasting conflicting identification signals. The disorder remained dark for exactly 43 seconds. A prime number He-Yun had calculated would seem random to the Eldari. Then suddenly powered up all systems at once and began a spiral approach toward the construction vessel. Eldari response. Jisoo asked, gripped tight on her command chair. There, hesitating, Junho reported with amazement. Their formation is breaking up. Some ships are pursuing the disorder others are trying to target the drones. Their flagship is rotating to bring weapons to bear on us, but slowly, much slower than it should. They're confused, Jisoo said. Their battle computers are trying to make sense of our tactics and finding no logic. Keep pressing. For the next 12 minutes, the battle unfolded like a chaotic dance. The human ships moved in ways that defied all military sense, accelerating toward danger, retreating when they had advantage, firing at non-critical systems, changing targets mid-attack. The Eldari ships, for all their technological superiority, couldn't adapt. Their responses grew increasingly delayed as their systems struggled to find patterns in the humans' movements. The Confusion reports a direct hit, Dajung called out. Their port engine is damaged. Tell them to use that, Jisoo ordered. Turn into the spin. Make it look like they're out of control. The Confusion began to tumble, venting atmosphere in a way that seemed catastrophic, but was actually controlled. 2 Eldari ships moved to intercept it, expecting an easy capture. Now, Jisoo commanded. The Confusion suddenly stabilized and fired all weapons directly at the lead Eldari ship's propulsion system. The alien vessel's perfect hull cracked, and it began to drift. The disorder has reached the construction vessel, Junho reported. They've attached the packages. Jisoo nodded. Those packages were not bombs, but specialized devices He-Yun had created to disrupt the Eldari construction drones. All ships, execute final chaos, Jisoo ordered. Jump points calculated. Ready, Dajung confirmed. Then let's go home. The 3 human ships suddenly broke off their attacks and jumped away, each in a different direction, another violation of protocol that would leave the Eldari uncertain which to pursue. As the Madness entered jump space, Jisoo finally allowed herself to breathe. Against all odds, they had won the first real battle against the Eldari. The Battle of Proxima Centauri would soon be known throughout human space. Humanity had proven it could fight back. The Earth Defense Council chamber was silent as the video of the Battle of Proxima Centauri played on the large screen. Jisoo stood before them, hands clasped behind her back, face calm despite the serious charges against her. Captain Kim, Chairman Park said when the video ended, you commandeered military vessels, attacked an alien installation approved by this council, and endangered our relationship with the Eldari. How do you plead to these charges? Guilty, Jisoo said simply. I did what was necessary to protect Earth. Murmurs spread through the council. Admiral Yoon, seated among them, kept her face carefully neutral. The Eldari are demanding your execution, the chairman continued. They claim you violated all established rules of engagement. That was the point. Jisoo replied. Their rules. Their game. We can't win by following them. And yet you did win, said Counselor Yuna, leaning forward with interest. A small force against a superior enemy. How? Jisoo looked directly at the council members. The Eldari rely on logic and predictability. We use chaos and unpredictability. We did things no rational military force would do, and their systems couldn't adapt quickly enough. Chairman Park frowned. This chaos doctrine of yours goes against all military tradition. Exactly. Jisoo stepped closer to the council table. The Eldari know all our traditions. They've studied them for centuries. They expect us to follow the rules of warfare that they've mastered. So I created new rules. The chamber doors opened suddenly, and a tall figure entered. The human council members stood immediately. It was an Eldari, taller than a human, with silver skin that seemed to glow under the lights. Its face had no mouth, but two large, dark eyes that seemed to see everything. Supreme Commander Viridian, Chairman Park said with a respectful bow. We weren't expecting you until tomorrow. The Eldari moved with perfect grace to the center of the room. Its thoughts came through a translator device at its neck. I wish to see this human who dares to violate the natural order of conflict. The Eldari turned its large eyes to Jisoo. You are the one they call Kim. Jisoo nodded, meeting its gaze without fear. I am. Your tactics are disturbing. They follow no recognizable pattern. They violate basic principles of warfare. They worked, Jisoo said simply. The Eldari moved closer to her. You damaged 2 of our vessels and disrupted an approved construction project. The Eldari High Command demands punishment. Punishment for winning a battle? Jisoo asked. Or punishment for not fighting the way you expect us to fight? The Eldari tilted its head slightly. Your species has always been unpredictable. It is why we established protocols for interaction. Structure is necessary for advancement. Or control, Jisoo countered. She turned to face both the Council and the Eldari. I've accessed your files, Commander Viridian. I know about the containment protocols for unpredictable species. The Eldari went completely still. The council members looked confused. What is she talking about? Chairman Park asked. Ask him, Jisoo said, pointing to the Eldari. Ask about how they classify species as either predictable assets or unpredictable threats. Ask about the 3 other races they've contained when they couldn't be controlled. Admiral Hume stood up. Is this true, Commander? The Eldari's silver skin seemed to darken slightly. All advanced civilizations must categorize potential allies and threats. Unpredictability leads to conflict. No, Jisoo said firmly. Unpredictability leads to freedom. And humans will always choose freedom over submission. Chairman Park looked between Jisoo and the Eldari, his certainty visibly shaken. Commander Viridian, perhaps we should postpone our negotiations until these matters can be addressed. The Eldari turned its large eyes to the chairman. There is nothing to address. Captain Kim has violated our agreements and must be surrendered to Eldari justice. I think not, Admiral Hume said, standing taller. Captain Kim acted to protect Earth from a threat this council failed to recognize. Rather than punishment, her tactics deserve study. One by one, other council members began to nod in agreement. The Eldari looked at them all, then back at Jisoo. You have made a grave mistake, it said. The Eldari do not forget. Neither do humans, Jisoo replied. We remember everything, especially those who try to cage us. As the Eldari left the chamber, Jisoo knew this was just the beginning of a much larger conflict. But for the first time, humans would face it on their own terms.